Welcome to this introduction to Mary Shelley and her novel Frankenstein, which was first published in 1818, and the second version was published in 1831, but this novel is still very popular today. Mary Shelley lived from 1797 until 1851. She was the daughter of a radical feminist called Mary Wollstonecraft, who wrote The Vindication of the Rights of Woman, published in 1792, and Mary Shelley became the wife of the Romantic poet Percy Bysshe Shelley. She is best known for her horror novel Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus, which is still very popular today. This novel describes a scientific experiment badly gone wrong, and it can therefore also be seen as the first science fiction novel ever written, because it warns humankind not to tamper with or experiment with life. Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus is the complete title of the novel. Prometheus in some versions of Greek mythology was the Titan, elder god who created mankind. Prometheus was also the bringer of fire, who took fire from heaven and gave it to man without permission. Zeus punished Prometheus by fixing him to a rock, where each day a predatory bird, an eagle, came to devour his liver, only for the liver to return again on the next day, ready for the bird to come again. This punishment was meant to last eternally, but Prometheus was ultimately saved by Heracles, a Greek hero. Prometheus was also a myth told in Latin, but that was a very different story. In this version, Prometheus makes man from clay and water, again a very relevant theme to Frankenstein, as Victor rebels against the laws of nature and as a result is punished by his creation. Prometheus's relation to the novel can be interpreted in a number of ways. The Titan in the Greek mythology of Prometheus parallels Victor Frankenstein. Victor's work by creating man by new means reflects the same innovative work of the Titan in creating humans. Victor, in a way, stole the secret of creation from God, just as the Titan stole fire from heaven to give to man. Both the Titan and Victor get punished for their actions. Victor is reprimanded by suffering the loss of those close to him and having the dread of himself getting killed by his creation. So, why did Mary Shelley write this novel? To put it in her words, she wrote it to speak to the mysterious fears of our nature and awaken thrilling horror. Yet it is much more than just a tale of terror or horror, because it raises various philosophical questions that are still relevant today. How I, said Mary Shelley, then a young girl, came to think of and dilate upon so very hideous an idea. Well, this had very much to do with the weather at the time. During the rainy summer of 1816, also known as the year without a summer, the world was locked in a long, cold volcanic winter caused by the eruption of Mount Tambora in 1815. Mary Shelley, then aged 18, and her lover and later husband Percy Bysshe Shelley visited Lord Byron at the Villa Diodati by Lake Geneva in Switzerland. The weather was consistently too cold and dreary that summer to enjoy the outdoor holiday activities they had planned, so the group retired indoors until dawn. Among other subjects, the conversation turned to galvanism, something you may want to look up, and the feasibility of returning a corpse or assembled body parts to life, and to the experiments of the 18th century natural philosopher and poet Erasmus Darwin, who was said to have animated dead matter. Sitting around the log fire at Byron's villa, the company also amused themselves by reading German ghost stories, prompting Byron to suggest they each write their own supernatural tale. Shortly afterwards, in a waking dream, Mary Shelley conceived the idea for Frankenstein. I saw the pale student of unhallowed arts kneeling beside the thing he had put together. I saw the hideous phantasm of a man stretched out, and then, on the working of some powerful engine, show signs of life, and stir with an uneasy half-vital motion. Frightful must it be, for supremely frightful would be the effect of any human endeavor to mock the stupendous mechanism of the Creator of the world. She began writing what she assumed would be a short story. With Percy Shelley's encouragement, however, she expanded this tale into a fully fledged novel. She later described that summer in Switzerland as the moment when I first stepped out from childhood into life. Lord Byron managed to write just a fragment based on the vampire legends he heard while traveling the Balkans, and from these fragments John Polidori created a book called The Vampire, which was published in 1819, a book that is seen as the progenitor of the romantic vampire literary genre. So, two legendary horror tales originated from this one circumstance, this one holiday in Switzerland.